Finally, we're taking a look at the colors for spring-summer 2024, and the first one on the list is red. I'm guessing if you're watching this video, then you're a fan of red as well, so let's get into it. Hello and welcome to Design or Design. My name is Maria and I love red. I feel like this is colorholic anonymous or something. Yes, red is one of my favorite colors, but anyways, let's just look at how brands use this red in order to make it a little bit more now, how they styled it together with other colors, and maybe find out a little bit more about the red dye itself. So obvious choice of wearing red is monochromatic, and that is when you have a one hue of color throughout your entire outfit. It can also vary a little bit by having different strengths of that hue, maybe a little bit tinted, maybe a little bit lighter. That's okay as well. So one of the colors that we have for the upcoming season is the Fiesta. A fiery and impassioned red, Fiesta conveys celebration of life. It is much more of a warmer red, so this is definitely going to go more with the warmer skin tones. And by warmer skin tones, I mean you can be any color, but sometimes your blood vessels might be like closer to the surface of your skin, which makes you have a pinkish complexion. Hormones can also act on whether you're cooler or warmer. A really quick check how to do it. If your veins on your wrist look a little bit greener, then your warmer tone. If they look more bluer, then your cooler tone. Okay, now that we got that out of the way, we're looking at some amazing runway examples here. I feel like monochromatic outfits are so easy to put together. As long as you have those colors in your closet already, they look effortlessly chic as well. If some of them don't quite match in the same color, or at least they're like in the same color family, we have this color being the color of the season full, so why not continue wearing it, maybe having a little bit of a twist to it, maybe with the other colors that you're pairing it with, or maybe just the style of clothing itself. I definitely am going to be wearing my reds, but I do consider that I wear more reds in the fall winter, more like the Christmassy colors, you know what I mean, like having that. So let's get into the process of dyeing clothes red. It involves using pigments or dyes that impact the desired color of the fabric. There are various sources of red pigments, and historically, people have used both natural and synthetic methods to achieve red dye. Some of the natural sources would be the madder root. A madder is a plant whose root contains a red dye. The roots are crushed and processed to extract the dye, which can then be used to dye textiles. Cochineal insects, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. So cochineal insects found on certain cacti produce a red pigment. The insects are dried and crushed to obtain the red dye called carmine. So natural isn't always the more humane way to go about things. Synthetic dyes. In the 19th century, synthetic dyes known as the aniline dyes were developed. These dyes are derived from coral tar and can produce a wide range of colors, including red. Azo dyes are classic synthetic dyes, many of which can be produced vibrant red shades. They are widely used in textile industry. Genetically modified organisms. Researchers are exploring ways to use genetically modified microorganisms to produce natural dyes. This can include organic organisms engineered to produce red pigment that can be used for dyeing fabrics. In the fashion industry, dyeing fabric is pretty big deal for the environment itself. Think about that the next time you are buying something super colorful. Maybe do a little bit of research if you care about the planet and trying to limit your impact on it. And if you do love bright colors, think about going for brands that use maybe dead stock fabrics, or just going to a thrift store and buying something that was already produced. Anyways, let's into figuring out how those colors were styled. Of course, red was styled with many neutrals, and that is one of the easiest way of wearing any color. We see it all over the runways, going from styling it with grays, blacks, browns as well. It is super easy to style with those. Doesn't matter if you're going for a casual look or something more extravagant. Green and red is one of the major bright color combinations, as they are complementary, which means they're opposite to each other on the color wheel, which means they bring the most impact when they are paired together. If you want to tone it down, maybe choose a green that is a little bit maybe deeper or lighter on the other hand, to make that combination a little bit more subtle. We also have almost a lime combination with that red, yet another green and red combination. Very bright, but this is way more spring-like for me than the previous examples that were present. Just because like red and green just screams Christmas for me personally. Once again, combining green and maybe pink, an offset of red, I would say, maybe like a hue even, combining with blue. So this is a kind of partially triad combination. If we had yellow in there, it would make a full one. So we can still make these combinations work. So we see a bunch of these in a lighter blue and Balmain. We see this in Todd's in a red and blue sweater, as well as in Diesel, combining that red pigment on maybe a denim. We also see this pairing of red and dark blue, almost black blue, maybe with a little accent of a brighter blue. Once again, the same tertiary thingy-majiggy, but we can play around with the impact of the color by, as I mentioned, either going for a lighter version or going for the darker version of that color combination. Once again, we see more of the deeper blues in Balmain and having red as part of the print. Very pretty. Prada had this amazing light blue gummish kind of a dress with a burst of red shoes, and Louis Vuitton having a pop of color in red in the bag. Red and pink. So this is more of a analogous color combinations where we have colors that are very close to each other on the color wheel. Maybe having the orange and the pinks together, like red, orange, pink. But let's take a look at combining with the yellow. So yes, red and yellow, they are once again the triad, right? So we have triadic color combination, we have red, yellow, and blue. Just using those two colors works just as well. All right, you guys, I know this is a shorter video. I'm gonna be hitting every single color that was on the runways, and if you don't like red, that's all right. There's gonna be your color coming up, don't you worry. If you enjoyed the content, please consider to subscribe to my channel. If you did enjoy, give me a thumb up or maybe a thumbs down if you hated it. If you want to see how I style these trends in my everyday life, I encourage you to check out my Instagram page where I try to share my daily outfits. Let's face it, I don't share the ones where I'm like in my pajamas because who needs to see this? But if I'm out and about and I've pulled myself a nice cute outfit, I do share it from time to time. I'm gonna be going in a rainbow, so next one up is gonna be the orange color. Hopefully it will be out soon. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you're gonna have an amazing rest of the day, and yeah, stay classy. Bye.